All right, we're getting ready to start here. I'm just realized I forgot to do something, so I am just now in the process of creating my own little. Let's see if I can actually do this. Can I get rid of multiple columns at the same time? That would be awesome. Oops, I don't need to get rid of that. I need to get rid of all of this crap. Here we go. No, no, don't do something stupid now. R-O, Detroit Tigers. Here we go. New York Yankees. Let's see, that's Hakavayada 10.5. Come on, give me my layout here. Where's that? All right, don't know. I guess, can we... You know what we'll do? We'll just copy this, paste it down. What are you doing? Copy and paste. Copy, paste. There you go. Now we'll just rename it. New York Yankees. There we go. All right, so we'll save this. Just save it to my desktop. We're going to call this score board one. That's fine. Excellent. All right. Whew. So there we go. And then I should be able to keep that. All right. And we could probably even zoom in on it a little bit. Oops, not maybe that much. That should be good, I think. Now, if there's a way to... All right, well, we'll look at that in a minute. All right. Yeah. So, anyways, thank you for joining me. Right now, there's no one in the chat, but anyways, thank you, everyone. We are looking at Internet Baseball League. So, IBL. And in fact, they have their own website here. If we go to IBL, it is... Oops. Let's go back home. Can I go back home? IBL.org is their website. There you are. And they have a wonderful, wonderful website. As you can read here, they're looking for people to join as associates where you can help play games for people that are having difficulty keeping up with the schedule they create for their games and keep their statistics and standings. And oh my God, it's so awesome. So I highly recommend you go to www.ibl.org. We are going to be playing their version of, let's see, so the Internet Baseball League game was created. The Internet Baseball League uses the Pursue the Pennant board game during the first 4 years of its operation. And then when the Pursue the Pennant did not release the 1995 Major League Baseball season, the Internet Baseball League decided it was time to use the Pursue the Pennant game engine and modify it to their awesome standards and create their own kind of version of Pursue the Pennant, which they've been doing throughout the years. We are now in 2017. So they have quite a few seasons, and they've updated it throughout the years with new charts and new options and new everything. So they are a dedicated group of baseball simmers, and you can download everything as long as you register on their website. You should be able to download it. You can see everything from 1996 all the way up to 2017. Now keep in mind, the card sets listed below are by year of release. They are based upon the statistics from the previous MLB season, which means if you want to play the 2008 MLB season, you would download the 2009 cards. So they're, if you wanted to play the 2011, you're going to download the 2012. And that's actually what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be playing the 2011 opening day game between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. And you can see the changes. So this year, in 2012, they implemented a new injury system. So there's a new injury resolution charts. You can download the batter cards, so you can download the charts, the parks, the pitchers, and X cards, which I think are the pitchers cards for pitchers that bat. So I download that all that information pretty quick. They're all most of the seasons are in PDF, so you can download them. And that's what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using my own setup here to kind of simulate a game here between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you go check out all of their stuff on their website. And they have playing instructions here, as you can see. So we're going to be going through this, as this is my first game ever of this system. So you can't expect me to know how to do everything. So we're going to kind of go through this kind of slow and see. And I'm hopefully going to get some of the Internet Baseball League players or organizational people or somebody that watch this and kind of let me know what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And then we'll go from there. And hopefully, I should mention that all of this stuff is their property. This is none of my stuff. This is their intellectual properties. This is their creation. This is their information. I'm not changing it. I'm not altering it. I'm just broadcasting it out so you can see it and let you know if you're interested in checking out this game system. So let's just keep that in mind. If you have any questions, I would highly recommend you ask them, as I am certainly not an expert. As I just said, this is my first game ever. So we're going to go through this kind of slow, especially when it comes time to things that I don't know how to do. So we're going to keep this up and running so we can actually look at the different results and check it out. So what do we have set up? Well, let's show you what we have set up here. So we got to get all this stuff back out. So there are all the players. And then we have a Yankee Stadium card, which we're going to look at here shortly, pretty much, pretty soon. And then we're going to be doing just here. So I got my little Yankee Stadium thing, and then we got our Microsoft Word, so we can keep track of who's doing what. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, since I didn't print out a scorecard or anything. So, again, I'm not claiming any rights to any of their information or anything like that. I'm just simply broadcasting it out. Hopefully, they will not be upset with the fact that I'm doing this, and hopefully I'm just showing you guys how to play the system. Not that I'm an expert at it at all or anything like that, but just anyways. So that's it. All right, so we are playing. Let's take a look at the game we're playing here. We're playing the 2011 season here. We're doing the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. So we're playing in New York, Detroit at New York, from March 31st, 2011. And first game of the season. Here's the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Austin Jackson, center field. Will Rhymes at second base. Maglio Ordonez, right field. Manuel Cabrera, first base. Victor Martinez at DH. Ryan Rayburn in left field. Johnny Peralta short. Brandon Ainge at third, and Alex Avila is the catcher. And pitching for the Detroit Tigers, Justin Verlander. For the Yankees, starting off in left field, Brett Gardner. Batting second, Derek Jeter at short. Mark Teixeira at first base, batting third. Alex Rodriguez batting cleanup. Third baseman, Robinson Cano, second baseman. Nick Swisher, right field. Jorge Posada is the DH. Curtis Granderson is the center fielder. And Russell Martin is the catcher, batting ninth. Stepping on the hill today for the New York Yankees, CC Sabathia. So there we go. All right, so very similar to my setup that I had for payoff pitch, and also for what was the other game I was running? See what happens when I go away for a week? Wasn't payoff pitch. Status Pro baseball. Sorry, couldn't think of it. So when we have a matchup, we're going to be looking at the Detroit pitcher versus the New York Yankees batters, and then move it over here. We have the same setup over here, except for the opposite. We have the New York Yankees pitcher, and of course the Detroit batters. There will be charts, as you can see here. These are the 2012 charts. I'm using the 2012 charts because I think as they add things to the system, you should probably use whatever charts came with that season, because I'm not sure, like the newest, most up-to-date charts might not be the same thing as Jesse James. Hello, Jesse. Thanks for joining me. They might not be the same as the season cards, if you know what I mean. So we're just going to use the 2012 charts with the 2012 cards, which represents the 2011 season. What is my favorite baseball game? Well, my favorite baseball game. Are you talking like board and dice? Or are you talking about computer version? What are you talking about? It just depends on what you're talking about. I haven't tried everything. I've tried a lot. I like payoff pitch. If you're talking about cards and dice, payoff pitch is a pretty nice system. It's pretty quick. It's pretty easy. It depends if you're looking for quick and easy or if you're looking for in-depth. You're talking about two different things there. So computer-wise, probably computer version, probably Diamond Mine Baseball is pretty good. Out of the Park Baseball 18 is pretty good. Inside Pitch is pretty good. But, they all serve their own purpose. Depends if you're looking for something, like I said. If you're looking for something in depth, or if you're looking for something quick and fast, Replay Baseball's really nice. It's got a great interface. I wish all computer games would have that kind of interface. But the game mechanics aren't as deep as some of the other systems. So it's hard to really say what a favorite is. It just depends, what you're in the mood for. Are you in the mood for something really in depth and strategically gives you lots of options, or are you just looking for something quick to play through? So it's hard to really narrow down one or the other. Let's see here. So we're going to be doing this side first here. CC Sabathia versus Austin Jackson. All right, but before we even get the game on the way, we're going to look at the instructions here. As far as tabletop, I have played extra innings many years ago. Okay. I've never played extra innings. Um, in fact, I don't even remember ever hearing about that one. I might have to look at that and see if there's something available that I can look at. Extra innings. All right, so the IBL game playing instructions, blah, 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 blah. We're going to be rolling some dice. We're going to be comparing them, blah, 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 blah. So check to see what kind of weather you have is the first thing we're going to look at. So we're going to look at the weather effect chart on the stadium location. First, we're going to roll for temperature, either day or night, depending on the scheduled dice. So this, as you can see here from our baseball reference, it happened at 1 o'clock p.m., so it's going to be a day game in Yankee Stadium. So we're going to roll for temperature first. Let's see if that's actually on the Yankees card here. That is not. Okay, so what we need to do first is go to our charts here. Here we are. And outfield charts, ballpark effect. All right, so weather effect charts. So what we're looking at here is the Eastern Seaboard, which is Baltimore, the Yankees, the Mets, Philadelphia, and Washington are all kind of grouped up together in what they call the Eastern Seaboard. And so we're going to roll, and this game actually happened March 31st. So it actually uses the April column here. So we're going to roll for temperature. Oops. Roll for temperature first. So we're going to roll here. And we're roll, and when we roll the dice, so let's look at our little thing here. You notice we're using 3 10-sided dice. So we use red, white, blue. If we're looking for 3 numbers, it would be a 0, 88. If we're looking for just 2 numbers, it would be 88. And if we're looking for a single number, we're going for 8. So basically, read it from right to left based on how many dice you need. So again, if we're looking for 3 dice, it's going to be 088. If we're looking for 2 dice, it's just 88, not 08. And then if we're using the single dice, it's going to be used as the 8 on the far side there. So right to left based on how many dice you're looking for. Just keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to look for, this is a day game in April. Actually, it's March, but we'll use the April column. So 1 to 50 is warm, 51 to 88 is cool, 89 to 99 is going to be cold. So let's see what the temperature is here in Yankee Stadium during our day game, March 31st, 2011. And it is 59. Remember, we're looking for 2 dice, so we're going to use right to left, 5 to 59. So 59 says cool. So it's a cool day. 51 to 88. So it's a cool day. And if we look at our little chart here, temperature wise, cool means we increase the starter's fatigue rating by 1. So they can actually go a little bit longer because it's a little cooler outside. So the increase the starter's fatigue rating by 1. And that's that. All right, so that was that. So, okay, roll 2 dice. Now we're going to simulate the sky conditions. So we go back to our chart here. Down here, so this is the temperature. This will be the sky conditions, April. 0 to 27 is clear, partly cloudy, 28 to 57, and cloudy, 58 to 99. And we're going to roll the 2 dice again. Do, 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 and away we go. It's going to be an 87. So if we look, 87 is going to be cloudy. So we come over here and we look for cloudy. Let's look at our rule book again. Again, this is not going to go really fast, guys, because this is the first time I ever played. So if you're looking, if the result is cloudy, go to the precipitation chart. Right there, it says that in the rules. All right, so we're going to go to the precipitation chart, and that's this one here. Precipitation charts right here. So we're going to roll on the precipitation chart to see what happens. Reading right to left, it's 0, 0. That's interesting. 0, 0 is going to make it 0. 0 is actually a 0. So it's going to be thunderstorms. We're going to roll 2 dice. If the number rolled is 0 to 19, the game is rained out. If it's 20 to 99, the game is held up by rain delay, but the sky clears and the game is played as scheduled. Wet field innings 1 to 4. Okay, so roll a dice here. Reading right to left again, we need 2 dice, so it's a 14. 14, game is rained out. Okay, well, I guess we won't play. So that's how you would do it, but obviously I want to play the game because we know the game actually happened that day because you can actually see it. So we're just going to assume the number was rolled 20 to 99. So the game is held up for a rain delay, but the sky clears and the game is played as scheduled. Wet field innings 1 through 4. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Wet field conditions for innings 1 through 4. Okay. So that's pretty neat. Be sure to do. March games use April. That's why we're using the April column. Weather effect is found in the key. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so now the last thing we have to do is we have to check for the wind conditions during our rainstorm here. And this we will use our little Yankee Stadium card. So we're going to find out if there's a crosswind, no wind, or straight on. And the difference is going to be in how it affects the fence height and some of the different plays on there. So again, we're going to look in the April column. 0 to 41 is a crosswind. 42 to 84 is no wind. And straight is 85 to 99. So let's roll 2 dice and see what we come up with. We got us a 19. 19. It's going to be a crosswind. So crosswind is in play here. So you can see here the distance is going to be, with the crosswind, 13 instead of an 8. It goes up to a 13, an 8 to a 14, an 8 to a 15. All right, so what I need to do is actually, let's see. So we're going to be using the Parks 2012, and we're actually going to go and go to Yankee Stadium here, and I want to do some selections here. So we have a crosswind. Oh, this is what I want actually right there. Actually, what I want is all that. So Control C. And then I'm just going to, whoops, paste it in down here at the bottom. Ooh, kind of condensed it a little bit. Let's see if we can make that a little bit bigger there, fella. There we go. So we can get rid of the no win and straight. Let's see, is that going to be... There, something like that. That's good, just as long as I can remember. That one goes there, that one goes there. That one goes there, that one goes there. That one goes there. Okay, that looks pretty good. We got it all lined up pretty well. Now, let's see if I can... yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. That looks pretty good. All right, there we go. So we got our crosswind coming as we're having a thunderstorm, which delayed the game for a couple hours, but we are now about ready to begin. And let's check out our little rules, little rule book here. So we looked at the weather effect. We did that. The weather effect is found in the key in the air. Wow. No, didn't draft league. Okay, gameplay. All right. Yep. Ballpark effects. The effect in a particular ballpark has a performance that's taken into consideration in the park effects and home run effect charts. All right. Well, we'll be looking at that as soon as we can simulate. All right. So basically, this system, from what I understand, when you're comparing, you're going to take the player. So Austin Jackson here is facing off against CC Sabathia to start the game off here in the top of the first inning. And you're going to be rolling 3 10-sided dice, and you're going to read them. So this would be 519. It is from 000 all the way up to 499. You're going to look at the batter's card. If you're 500 to 999, you look at the pitcher's card, and you look for the number. And whatever numbers roll, then you can see what the result is next to it. Now some of these will, you'll see like some of these will have, and then of course you go versus lefty and versus righty as well. So Austin Jackson here is facing off against the left-handed CC Sabathia. We're going to be using the left-hand column over here. So these numbers. And if we roll on CC Sabathia, he's facing off against a right-hander, so we're going to look at these numbers over here, and then each batter will be different based upon the lefty-righty matchup. So hopefully we'll get that correct. And then at the top here is, and this is, I guess, kind of important here. Above each column of numbers, there's a set of numbers separated by slashes. Oops, separated by slashes. These are total hit numbers, on-base numbers, and total bases on the card. So if we look at the, so it would be 87 would be the total hits. So he's got 87 of these numbers are going to be hits. On base, so getting on base is going to be 142. And total bases on the card, 147. That's what those numbers represent. So you can see Austin Jackson a little bit better against the lefties than he is against righties. He's got 142 on base, 147 total bases on the card. For pitchers, those numbers are slightly different. They represent they're roughly equal to batting average, on base percentage, and slugging percentage for the pitchers. So CC Sabathia really good against lefties and slightly worse against right-handers. So that's what I'm to understand. You can tell the ones that are highlighted in bold are the actual ones that are going to be successful hits. The ones that are not bold are the outs. So you can see here 98 to 108 is going to be an infield. He hit it to the infield and he got a single. But if he did against right-handers, it's 98 through 112, so a little bit better chance of getting an infield hit, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the way we're going to be looking at it. So if we would have rolled, now this doesn't count because obviously we're rolling for something else, but it's a 519, so we would just go to 519, we'd look at Sabathia, and we're going to look at the right-hand column because it's Jackson, and we go to 519, and that's going to be a wild pitch and a pass ball. So we'd look up that rule right away because I've never seen that yet. And then we'd go from there. So that's how things go. And of course, if we got to that part, we could just look through our trusty handy dandy rules here and go to stealing, base running, bunting. Here we are. A pitcher's wild pitch frequency is measured by his wild pitch rating, which are rare, unlikely, normal, fair, and prone. A catcher's pass ball frequency is measured by his pass ball rating, which are looks like exceptional, very good, average, fair, and poor. When the symbol wild pitch and pass ball is in the pitcher's card results, refer to the wild pitch and pass ball chart. When no one's on base, refer to the bases empty chart using the stadium's foul territory rating found on the ballpark home run effects chart. With men on base, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we would do. All right, so we're going to get started here in just a minute. I am going to be taking just a slight break. I need to get some aspirin because I've got a headache. I've been outside running around doing some stuff today. So give me a chance to get some aspirin, and then we'll pick up here in just a few minutes. Alright guys, sorry about that delay. Thanks for watching me. And we're ready to start the game. So Austin Jackson against CC Sabathia. Things will speed up. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the rules, but once we do it once or twice, we'll have a pretty good grasp on how to play, and we'll go from there. Those things will start speeding up. I don't know if we're going to play a whole game. We might just play a couple innings, but we'll see how it goes. All right, so here we go. Austin Jackson, CC Sabathia, and the dice are out. The windup in the pitch. First pitch of the season comes down to. It's a 7-7-1 against a right-hander. Again, 500 and up. We're going to look at CC Sabathia's card, and we're going to be looking at the right-handed because Austin Jackson is right-handed. And we just find 771, and that is going to be a ground ball to center field for a base hit. Ground ball to center field for first for a single. 771. All right. So Austin Jackson starts the game off with a single. Let's go S1. Oh, nope, 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 nope. No. S1, please. No. Let's see if I can get rid of all this. Let's delete them. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Don't want to do that. Automatically. All right. Let's see. Let's see if I can insert a table. Well, let me do that. Hey, Al, Red Sox fan. Hello, hello. Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining me. Everyone, thanks. All right, so we are just getting off to a start here. Al, for just joining us. Austin Jackson decided to hit a single here. I am trying to see if I can get my chart here to work properly. That would be like awesome. Let's insert column to the right. There we go. S. Nope, it keeps wanting to go over to the right hand side. All right, let's see. Can I get just be patient with me there. I'll get it here sooner or later. There we go. S1. So Austin Jackson hit a single off of CC Sabathia. This is the Internet Baseball League. Internet Baseball League format here. Am I playing against another person? Nope, I'm just playing myself. So Austin Jackson got himself a single. So run is a 1, stealing is 11. So let's check out the rules on this and find out, is this something that stealing? Okay. A player's ability to steal bases is measured by a steal rating. A steal rating of 11 or better is considered a terror on the path, the base paths, while 8 is average and players with 5 or below are slower. So obviously, we know Austin Jackson is an awesome stealer. So to steal, announce your intent before the dice are rolled. To resolve a steal attempt, if the runner is being held on first base, go to the jump chart and use the runner's jump rating and the pitcher's hold rating. All right, so we are going to announce that he's going to try to steal. So we're going to go to the jump chart. Again, this is the first time I've ever played, so we're going to go through the rules kind of slow here in the beginning. So if you're just joining us, so we're going to go to the charts. All right, so we want to find the outfield. No. Pitcher fatigue. Stealing chart. That sounds like something. Stealing jump chart. Here we go. All right. So, all right. So we're in the jump chart. Um, let's look at CC Sabathia's card for a second here. So his hold rating is average and a -1. So let's see how that comes to play here. So average. So we would look here. And -1, let's find out what that represents, shall we? Let's say that Ian Kinsler is on first and attempts to steal second on David Price, using 2 dice to roll at 95, attempting to get a jump. Matching up average with Kinsler's jump with the roll with 0, which is Kinsler's jump rating. Okay, so let's look at jump rating is a 1 for Austin Jackson. So we would look at, pretty simple, I think. We're going to look at the 1 column here and the average. And we're going to roll the dice here. So we're going to find out. So yeah, it's going to be a little slow as we try to figure this out. So it looks like we roll 2 dice on the 1. Okay, it's pretty simple. All right. So let's go. Oops. Let's bring that back up. This one here. We want our dice. All right. So in this case, Austin Jackson trying to get a jump on CC Sabathia here. We're rolling 2 dice, so we're going to ignore the first number. So this is a 29. So you look at 29, and if it's 0 to 21, we're going to look at these up here. Otherwise, we're going to look at the average. So 28 to 70 is holds. So if we look up holds, runner does not get the jump and no further plays may be attempted with the current batter. All right, so can't get the jump on CC Sabathia. So that's how that is. So that's pretty simple. We can get that. So we go on to the second hitter now. You slide over here. Austin Jackson on first. Batting second, Will Rhymes against CC Sabathia. And here we go. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. It's a 346, so we're going to look at Will Rhymes, 346 against the left-hander. So we're going to use the left-hand column. 346 is going to be between 269 and 355. And that's a BB, so that's a walk. So Will Rhymes walks. Oops. Walk. Can I tab? No. So he is now on second base. He walks. That's going to bring up Manglio Ordonez against CC Sabathia. So we got runners on first and second here. CC Sabathia is not off to a great start here for the Yankees. I can actually make this a little bit bigger, I think. We will. All right. All right, so Manglio Ordonez, righty versus lefty. Here we go. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Here in the top of the first. Wind up in the pitch. Here it comes. 873, so this is going to be on Sabathia. And it's going to be on the right-hand column because Manglio Ordonez is a right-hander. 873. 873. Now notice some of these numbers here are going to be based upon whether or not, I believe, like this is a blank area. What that represents is when the pitcher is in his fatigue state. You're going to use, it's going to use the same result, but it's going to give you um, a bigger dice roll option for that. So instead of 783 to 789, it's going to be 798 to 829 for the DF. So DF stands for deep fly. Anyways, let's go back to our dice roll. 873. We're going to look up 873 is going to be 790 to 900 is going to be a strikeout. So CC Sabathia comes back with the strikeout here. So one away for Manuel Cabrera. Still runners at first and second. One away now. Manuel Cabrera, righty versus lefty. Wind up and the pitch. Here's Sabathia. And it is a 379, so we're going to look at Manuel Cabrera's card. Again, 0 to 499. 379 against the left-handers. We're going to look at the left-hand side. 379. So 304 to 419 is a BB. That's another walk by Sabathia. So bases loaded here for Victor Martinez, the DH. One away here. Bases loaded. Top of the first. And we're just going to play everything normal. Or do we want to play the infield in? Let me think. Hang on a second. No roll, no roll, no roll. If we play the... Yeah, we would play the infield in. We're going to play the infield in with bases loaded with only one out. Or do we play it back and go for the double play? I think we'll play back and go for the double play. That's what we'll do. All right, so Victor Martinez versus CC Sabathia again. Here we go. Here's the roll. Sabathia got the bases loaded here in the first, 241. So against the lefty, we're going to look at Victor Martinez card. And left-handed pitcher, 241, 241. So this is going to be 238 to 261 is going to be hit to third base. It's an HG. All right, so he hit it to third base, and it's an HG. So let's show you what that represents here, shall we? We shall. So if we slide up to top here, an HG is a hard grounder. So HG, we're going to look at the HG column, and we're going to find out that when we have bases full, we're going to look at same as first and second, runner on third scores. So we're going to look at same as first and second, runner on third scores. Fielders in, we're going to see the special rules. We did not have the fielders in, so we don't have to worry about that. So first and second, so let's see what that says. First and second. Runner on first, out at second. On HG, see below, otherwise batter out at first. Runner on first, out at second. On HG, see below, otherwise batter out. Runner on second goes to third. On ball hit to third base, which it was, he makes play unassisted at third and throws to second to complete the double play. Batter safe at first. So double play to get out of the inning. They turn it just like that. So he hits into the 5. Would be 1, 2, 3. It would be 5-4 double play. Oops. Let's see. Can I stretch out this? Oh my gosh. Stretch out this column a little bit. God damn it. There we go. So that was actually in the wrong section. He actually made it to third there. He went to second. And then he struck out and then he walked. There we go. So end of the inning. We should probably put something there so we know that was the end of the inning. And we will. We'll put a little symbol there. Let's save this. All right. So the Yankees get out of the inning with bases loaded here. Whew, Detroit. So no runs for Detroit. They actually had one hit. Still haven't figured out how to get the hits to work, but okay. Tim Carroll is in the house. Hello, Tim Carroll. Thanks for joining me today. We are playing some Internet Baseball League. They have their own system, which is based upon the Pursue the Pennant system they used, but then they Pursue the Pennant went out of business and stopped updating the system, stopped releasing cards. So they've updated it with their own rules and own charts, and it's awesome. Highly recommend you check it out. It's ibl.org, and so we're using their system today to simulate the opening day between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees here in Yankee Stadium. You missed it in the beginning, but we rolled. First thing you do is you roll for wind and you roll for the weather and all that. We actually had the game was almost rained out. We had a thunderstorm come in. It was delayed for several hours. So the first 4 innings is considered wet here in Yankee Stadium. That may or may not come into play based upon things, so we shall see. All right, so we have Justin Verlander coming out for the Detroit Tigers against Brett Gardner. And we're going to simply start up. And again, we're going kind of slow as we try to figure out the system. It's our first game ever, but once we do a few of the different plays and we see how they represent, then we will know how to do it. So here we go. Brett Gardner, Justin Verlander. Wind up in the pitch. So it's a 2-0-2. Since you're just joining me, Tim, I'm just going to kind of go over if it's a roll between 0 and 499, we're going to look at Brett Gardner's card. If it's 500 or higher, it goes on Justin Verlander's card, and then you look righty-lefty matchups. So this is a 2-0-2, so we're going to look at Brett Gardner's card. He's facing off against a right-hander, so we look at the right-hand column, and we go to 2-0-2. 2-0-2 is going to be hit down to first base. It's a RG to first base. So if we look at our charts here, which is here, a RG represents a routine grounder down to first base. We have no runners out, or no runners on base, so batter's out at first. Simple play. We don't need to look at the chart every time to see that, but I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, so why don't we have call? Oops, undo. All right. Let's see if we can get this to work right now. I should have created my own spreadsheet ahead of time, but I didn't do that. So anyways, Brett Gardner is, it's a simple 3, a G3. We'll call it a G3 ground ball. Oops, G. I can't put that in there because we don't have enough room. Are you kidding me? Let's bring it a little closer here, and then Almost got it. Move these other stupid ones out of the way. G3. All right. All right. So G3 brings up Derek Jeter for the Yankees here. Um, if you missed it, you missed the exciting top of the first inning. Very exciting. Let's go back to our little scoreboard here. So Austin Jackson started off with a single to center field. Then Will Rhymes came up and he walked. Then Maglio Ordonez came up. He struck out. And then Miguel Cabrera walked to load the bases with one away. And then Victor Martinez hit into a 5-4 double play to end the inning. So bases loaded against CC Sabathia. Nothing across. One hit, two walks. Quite an exciting start. Let's find out how Derek Jeter does against Justin Verlander. Here comes the windup and the pitch. It's a 596, so we're going to be on Verlander, 596, right-handed column. 596 is going to be an infield R. So that stands for infield range play, IFR. All right, so this is the first time we're actually going to be looking at that, so we're going to be checking out our charts. All right, so error charts, we'll get to that eventually. Jump chart, steal chart. We already tried a steal attempt. We did not get the jump though. There's the bunting. We're not doing bunting yet. Infield range chart on grass surfaces. We can actually look at our 2011 card here. Yankee Stadium is grass and surface is fair, although because of our rainstorm, it's been classified as wet field for the first 4 innings. So we'll see if that has any bearings here. So the infield range. All right, so let's find out where he hit it. 596. 596 was infield range play. So, oh my gosh, don't tell me. There we go. All right, so look at our rules here. Again, we're going through this rather slow since this is the first time. All right, fielding error, fielding range. All right, player's ability to take away hits is measured by the range rating. Found on the right side of their card. A range of an A range is amazing, an F range is average, K range is horrible. Infield range or outfield range symbols on the pitcher card means we're going to be looking at the roll 2 dice, what type of ball is hit based upon the current batting characteristics found in the middle right-hand section of the batter's card. So let's just minimize that to get it out of the way. All right, so if we look, here is his Derek Jeter's infield versus right-hander is going to be an SP. So if we look at our charts, most of this is pretty self-explanatory, but we're going through it kind of. All right, so infield range location chart. All right, let's go back to our, oops, that's not what I wanted. I want to go back to our rules here. The 2 dice location is 25 on the RSP column. Okay, so we're going to find the infield range. All right, and again, if we look at our, yes, move this out of the way for a second here. Move this out of the way for a second. So Derek Jeter, he hit into a infield range. So we look at the infield range against a right-handed pitcher is going to be SP. So we're going to look at the SP. Right-handed SP, left-handed SP. He is a right-handed. So we're going to look at the right-handed SP, and we're going to find out where he hit it to and what kind of hit he had. I believe. So we're going to roll 2 dice. There we go. Again, this never played, so we got to do these plays a couple times, and we'll know what we're doing, and we'll start flying through it. But until then, never had a chance to play, so we'll have to see how it goes. So right-handed SP, he rolled a 83. So again, if we're looking for 3 dice, you read them left to right. If you're looking for 2 dice, we're just using the 2 on the right-hand column. If we're looking for a single dice, we're looking at the 3. So reading them basically right to left based on how many dice you're looking for. In this case, we just need 2 dice, so it's going to be an 83. Look at right-handed SP, because again, SP is what Derek Jeter has for infield hit against right-handers. SP, right-handed SP, and we rolled, what did we roll again? 83, so we go down to the 83 column. 83 is in the hole, third base. So in the hole, third base. So if we look at all grass surfaces, which Yankee Stadium is the grass surface, we're going to find out the third baseman's range, right? So who is the third baseman? Is going to be Brandon Ainge, third baseman for Detroit. So we're going to look at Brandon Ainge's range. So here is their defenses. So it's air, range, throw, PB, and PK. I'm not sure. So for third base, he's got an air rating of 6 and a range of F. So we're going to look at F column for our friend here to find out. Let's just look at the rules just to make sure we're doing it right. Right? So the example here, let's look at the example. Trout hits a 580, which is an infield on Clayton Kershaw's pitching card. Roll 2 dice to the 2 dice location on the right-handed SP column on the IFR location chart. Let's make sure we were using the IFR location chart. Yeah, okay, good. The play is in the hole at first base. And Paul Goldsmith has an F range, which is exactly what we have. At Great American Ballpark, the Snowgrass chart resolves range plays, and the 2 dice resolve a 42. Looking in the hole section of the infield range chart. Infield range chart, we look at in the hole, or so we're looking at in the hole against an F range player. So we're going to be using this section right here. See, let's do like this. So we're going to be looking at that section right there because it was in the hole of the third base. Remember, we just rolled that off of this chart here. I really like this. This is very in depth, but I mean, it's very easy to figure out. I just need to do it a couple times, and then I'll be like zipping through this. So that's what we're going to be looking at. In the hole. So it's this one up here under F. So we're going to roll 2 dice again to find out, can Brandon Ainge make the play or not? Here we go. And it's a 73, since we're looking for 2 dice again, we'll just use the 2 to the right side. So it's a 7-3. And the F column 73 is going to be this one, 55 to 98. So it's through for a hit, right there. F column, because that is his range. Brandon Ainge is an F, and it was an in-hole based upon our location chart, which is awesome. I love that. So it's through for a hit, and we can actually just go and look at what through for a hit means. Again, I'm not going to go through this every single time, but since this is the first time we did it, we might as well. Through for a hit, well, that's right here. So our grounder gets through for a single. Runners advance 2 bases. On range plays down the line, batter may attempt to stretch it into second base. Add 2 to batter's base running rating. So it wasn't hit down the line. That would have been a different one down the line here. But in this case, through for a hit. It's hit through for a single So Derek Jeter hits it hard down the third base line. Brandon Ainge can't make the play, and Derek Jeter is aboard with a single. S1. All right, that brings up Mark Teixeira. Again, we are going through this kind of slow, I know. So I appreciate everyone's patience, but like I said, we do this a couple times. We'll be able to fly through these charts. And I'm just trying to explain to you guys how to play as well as we learn this together, because that's what we're all about. We're trying to learn together, right? All right, so Derek Jeter's aboard. His steal rating is a 9. His jump rating is only a 1. Verlander's hold is average. So if we look at that again, so some of you just joined us. We did this earlier, but we'll look at it again. If we look at the jump chart, we got to get to it. I think I went too far down the list here. Jump chart. Here we are. So Derek Jeter's a 1, so we'd use this 1 column right there. And average. So 28 to 70 you would hold. 71 to 80 he would get a bad jump. And 81 to 99 he would actually attempt it. If it's less than 28, we would use the information up here at the top. And actually a balk as well there. So let's try it because we haven't done this again. So before the pitch, you announce you're going to try and jump. So Derek Jeter is going to try and get the jump. And let's see if he can do it. Here comes the dice. And it's a 0-1. 0-1. Again, we're just using 2 dice. So 0-1. It's going to be a pick-off hold. Pick-off hold is 0 to 15. So pick-off hold. If we look at pick-off hold, let's see what it says right there. If the pitcher or the catcher has a pick-off rating greater than 0, we're going to roll 1 die and compare it against the rating. So let's find out if the pitcher or the catcher has a pick-off rating greater than 0. Well, let's look at Justin Verlander here. His pick-off rating is a 2. So right there, boom. All right. And we can also check the catcher is Alex Avila. Let's check his rating. Alex Avila pick-off. His pick-off, PK, is a catcher is a 0. So he does not have any. Alex Avila doesn't have a pick-off. Al Red Sox fan says, what are your thoughts so far on the game, ID Jester? So far, it is really, really in-depth, but it's really, really something that you can understand and comprehend, which is good, since this is the first time we've ever done it. And everything kind of flows together pretty good. It's just, play it a couple times and know what all the different results mean and how to read the charts and everything. I think once we play a couple games, it's really, really in depth. I love the fact that they have lefty-righty matchups and everything going on here. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. Now again, I'm going really slow. I've been going for about an hour. We're on the bottom of the first inning, but that's basically because I'm talking about how to read the charts and all that. I think we would go a lot faster if I didn't have to do all that. But I want people to see and understand how to play the game as well. So what are we doing? Oh, yes. So if the pitcher or catcher has a pickoff rating greater than 0, roll 1 die and compare against this rating. If the roll is less than the number, the runner is picked off. If the roll is greater than or equal to the number, or either the catcher nor the pitcher have a pickoff rating greater than 0, the runner must hold. All right, so we're going to roll a single die. And if it is less than Justin Verlander's pickoff, which is a 2, then Derek Jeter gets picked off at first base, trying to steal. Otherwise, he has to hold. We're looking for a single die. We're going to all the way to the right-hand side, and that is going to be a 3. So it's higher than the pickoff of 2. So he doesn't get picked off, almost. Dives back just in time. But we go on to the next batter now, Mark Teixeira. So Teixeira's up, and he'll be facing off against Justin Verlander. He's going to be batting from the left-handed side here against Justin Verlander. So it's a 638. So anything 500 or higher, if you're just joining us, is going to be on the pitcher's card. So 638 against the left-hander. 638 is going to be right here. So it's a center field HF. So we'll look at the charts. Again, I wouldn't normally do this every single time, but again, I'm trying to show everybody. So in this case, look at HF, and what HF stands for is a high fly ball. Of course, it's hit center. Was it center field? 638 against the lefty. Justin Verlander against the lefty. 638. Yes. So center field HF. So it's a high fly to center field. We look at the chart. Of course, you don't have to look at the chart every time because you're going to know what an HF is. But in our case, we're going to read it just to make sure. So the batter's out. Runner on third may attempt to score by going to the coach's choice chart. We don't have anyone on third, so everyone else stays, and that's going to be a simple F8 for Mark Teixeira. That is the second out. And now that brings up Alex Rodriguez. Alex Rodriguez, here we are. Once you attempt something like we had tried to get Derek Jeter to steal a minute ago, you can't do anything else during that at bat until a new person comes up to bat. So we could try the attempt again if we wanted to, but in this case, we're just gonna let Rodriguez go to town here against Justin Verlander here. So our Red Sox fan says, well, you are showing how to understand and play the game. You're doing a tutorial so people can see. Yeah, I am. So it's going to be slow, and I apologize for those of you who want me to go faster. But that's a 772, so it's coming off of Verlander's card. We're going against a right-hander. We're going 772. 772 is going to be right here, 772 to 926. He just got him to strike out. 772 right there. I explained some of these numbers earlier and why there's some differences in some openings there. It's basically when the pitcher gets tired, then you use some of the different columns to get the results. But 772 to 926 is going to be a strikeout. So he gets Alex Rodriguez on the K to end the inning. And after one complete here in Yankee Stadium, we got us no... Oops. Oh, of course you wanted to pop up just as I was doing that. Of course you wanted to. Due up for Detroit is Ryan Rayburn. So I got to go back to his card. Ryan Rayburn. There we are. Got to wait for this stupid thing to go away. Yada, yada, yada. Yes, we know. It's unregistered. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. All right. So top of the second, Ryan Rayburn against CC Sabathia. And the windup in the pitch. Lefty versus righty. It's a 965, so on Sabathia's card against a right-hander. So we're going to look at the right-hand column. 965. So 922 to 999 is going to be a shortstop. HG, we know what HG stands for. It's a hard ground ball to shortstop. But it's going to be a 6-3 putout. Pretty simple. We could look at the chart, but we're not going to waste our time with that. This is going to be a G6 for Ryan Rayburn. One out. See, I mean, that's how quick it can go once we don't have to look at the column or the charts every single time to explain it. But I know we have some people that just joined us, so I'm going to just show you this one more time. HG stands for hard grounder. We have nobody on, so batter out at first. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. We wouldn't need to keep looking at that over and over and over again. But because some people are just joining us, we'll show you what that means. So Ryan Rayburn out. Johnny Peralta against CC Sabathia. Righty versus lefty again. And away we go. And it's a 693, so off is Sabathia, right-hander. So we're going to look at the right-hand column. 693 is going to be right field HF. So let's go to our little HF, which is high fly ball. Okay, boom. So it's going to be a simple out. 693 is right field. Okay, so that's going to be a F9. Simple. Again, we can go through this really fast and really easy. F9, but I'm kind of just taking my time. So two-way here for Brandon Ainge. Couldn't make the range play a little bit ago against Derek Jeter. CC Sabathia is settled down now after that really rocky start. Here he goes. That's an 889 against a righty, 889. So 790 to 900 is going to be a strikeout. So Sabathia, second strikeout of the game. And that's going to end it in the second inning. So no hits, no runs, no errors for Detroit. We go in the bottom of the second. See, I mean, we got that half inning done. And even though I looked at the charts, a couple times, we got it done in maybe 3-4 minutes. So, I mean, you can get a game done. Once you have the charts printed out, you're sitting at your desk or whatever, and I'm not looking at them every 2 seconds. I think you can play this game in 30 to 45 minutes when you know what you're doing. Obviously, I don't, but all right, let's see. Due up. Robinson Cano. There we go. So Verlander comes back out. And away we go. Bottom of the second. Still 0-0. 408, so it's going on to Cano's. He's against the right-hander, so we're going to look at the right-hand column. And we're looking for 408. 408, so 402 to 415 is a double into right field. Doubled RFW. Let's look at that one because I don't know what that represents. Let's see if we can find that one here. Oh, here it is. So doubles. So it is a, let's look at that again. It's a 408. 408 is RFW. So let's look at RFW right there. So went to the right fielder, obviously. Now, rating 2 to 7. 2 plus choice. And -2, -1, 2 bases. So this one might take us a minute to figure this one out. So it's a 2-base RFW. So 2-base double. Runner on second and third score. Runner on first, C below. Okay, so that would be based upon their rating of the. If we had somebody on first, and it would, if they have a rating between 2 and 7. They're going to take 2 bases, and then they have a choice to go home or not. And if they don't, then they're only 2 bases. They're only going to go 2 bases. We didn't have a hit and run play on. Runner on first always has choice to score if we have the hit and run play, but we did not, obviously, because we had no one on. So in this case, it's just a simple this 2-base RFW only comes into play when you have someone on base. So we now have someone on base, so that might come into play later. as Robinson Cano hits a double. Brings up Nick Swisher. So here we go. I am correct. Al, Red Sox fan, thank you. He's let me know if I'm doing this right. So if you see something I'm doing wrong, speak up. I feel so. We're not going to do any hit and run or anything crazy. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. We've got a runner on second against Verlander, and Nick Swisher will just come up. He's going to bat from the left-handed side. So it's a 642. So we're going to look at Verlander against a lefty. 642. 642 is going to be a center field HF. Now this will come into play now. Center field HF. So let's take a look at that. All right. So in this case, HF is just going to be a high fly ball. Oh yeah, see if it was an LF, runner in second may attempt to go to third base. But on an HF, the only one that can advance is going to be a third baseman. So, that's something we know now. And so that's going to just be a simple F8 out. I should probably put little symbols there so I know that they're when it's an out or not. All right, so that's one out here. Jorge Posada. All right, against Justin Verlander. Can they get that all-important first run against Verlander? Let's see. 321 is going up Posada against the righty. So against the righty, 3-2-1, 321. Uh-oh. 314 to 327. That's an HR. Let's look at what HR says. We're going to look at what HR says. Let's see. Okay. Clutch situation. With a pitcher rating tough in a jam versus a hitter with a normal clutch rating, consider the H run a DF instead. So actually, there's a lot more to it than what I thought, right? So that's why we wanted to double check everything we do here in the beginning. So we're not in a normal clutch situation. So a clutch situation is 2 outs and runner in scoring position and either tied or down by 1 or 2 runs or something like that. I would have to actually, I will show you this because it's super, super good. If we go to, again, the IBL game, again, that's ibl.org, ibl.org. There's a frequently asked questions part, which I actually reviewed a little bit ago. And one of the questions that was asked was, what is considered a clutch situation? I'm going to show you what the result was here. Oh my God, go away, you stupid thing. All right, let's see here. All right, here it is, right here. I'm trying to learn how to play the game and playing blah, 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 blah. I noticed the charts refer to clutch situations, but I can't find a definition of clutch. So here it is. Prior to the 7th inning, 2 outs with a runner in scoring position and the batting team trailing or behind by 1 run. And the batting team tied or behind by 1 run. Sorry. So that clutch situation does not come into play. So we can ignore that. We did not have a hit and run on. So all other situations. Go to the deep fly location chart. Home run cannot go foul. To determine hit location and then to the at the wall chart to see if the batter is robbed of a home run. All right, so we're going to go to the deep fly location chart. This is interesting. This is something I don't think any other game has that I know about. So, you don't just hit a home run to hit a home run, I don't believe. You have to actually make sure the ball goes far enough. So we got to go to the home run chart, so hopefully we'll find that sooner or later. That's the outfield range chart. Here's the deep fly chart. All right, so clutch situation with the hitter rater terror, blah, 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 no, do, 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 do. Subtract 5, okay, so there's no change. So, yeah, it just gives you a little bit of info here. So we got a clutch situation when a hitter rated terror in the clutch versus a pitcher with a normal rating in a jam, add 5 to the distance. With a pitcher rated tough in a jam versus a hitter with a normal clutch situation, subtract 5. But again, all that is just in the clutch situation, which we don't have in this case. All other cases, no changes. So we got to look at the power rating of our player, Jorge Posada. Our power rating is against right-handers is very good, VG, very good. If he's against left-handers, it's just fair, but VG, so very good against right-handed pitcher Jorge Posada. And I like how they even have excellent splits here, and even on their stats with lefties and righties. So very good power. So we're going to be looking at the very good power column. So this is very good. We're going to roll percentile, and we're going to find out the distance number results. Now remember, if you were not joined us in the beginning, we actually rolled for the weather and the wind. In this case, we got a crosswind. And so instead of having just 8 across the board at Yankee Stadium, we actually have, depending on if it went to left field, down the line, left field, left center, center field, right center, right field, or right field down the line, we're going to have some different results. So we got to find out where the ball went to, the deep fly location chart. And we have to find out how he bats. So let's look at our batting, Jorge Posada. Deep fly against a righty is a P. So we got to look at the, oops, we got to look at the P. Right-handed P. So we're going to be looking at this column right here. I'm going to roll a simple little 10-sided dice to find out where it goes. So we're going to look at the dice all the way to the right-hand side. In this case, it's a 3. So 3 for a RP, right-handed P, right? He is batting right-handed. In this case, he would actually be batting left-handed because he's a switch hitter. So it's going to be an L. It's going to be against a right-handed pitcher. Deep fly is just a P. But he'd be batting from the left-handed side. I believe that would be correct. So we're actually going to look at the LP, and we rolled a 3. So that is this one right here. That's a right field. So 3 from the left-handed P is going to be a right field. All right, so we're going to look at the right field power rating for our crosswind situation here at Yankee Stadium. Again, let's look at our little chart. Again, I'm going through this really slow, I know, but that's just the way it is. Deal with it. We have a crosswind. We're going to, oh my gosh, I forget what the hell did we roll? It was an LP, we rolled a 3, so we went to right field, RF. So we're looking at the RF, and there's a crosswind, and that is a 2 instead of an 8. If there would have been no wind, it'd be an 8. So I think this is, I think that is just something to keep in mind. All right. All right, if the distance number generated is greater than or equal to the appropriate wall distance, the result is a home run. Do not use the at the wall chart. If the distance number generated is less than the wall distance, the ball is called on the warning track. See clutch definitions for instructions. Add 1 to the distance number generated for each new inning started by a fatigued pitcher. Nope, we don't have that situation, so that's okay. So we have, again, a very good hitter. We're already using a very good column. And we basically need to get a number that's greater than or equal to, or greater than the crosswind number. In this case, it'd be 2. If it would have went to left field, we would need a 13. And you can see what a big difference that is. We need a 2, so anything higher than 23, basically if we roll 24, 24, or no, let's see, what is that number? That is a right field, so it's a 2. Yeah, it's a 2. So anything higher than a 2 is going to be a home run for Jorge Posada to right field. We don't use the at the wall until something happens. Uh, I do want to check one thing, though, because I want to verify, because I have a crosswind here. Went to right field. That's a 2. All right. There we go. We're going to roll on the very good again because Posada, I believe, against power, very good against the right-handed, and he's very good. So we're going to roll on the very good. We're going to find out the distance of it. We're going to roll 2 10-sided dice. We're going to use the last 2 numbers. So let's see. Basically, if it's higher than like 25, it's going to be a home run for Posada. Let's see if he can do it. That is a, 26. That is going to be close. 26 against very good power. 26 is 24 to 27. That is a distance of 3. Right? And if we look at our results, if the distance number generated is greater than or equal to the appropriate wall distance, the result is a home run. Wow, just do not use the at the wall chart. If the distance number generated is less than the wall distance, the ball is caught at the warning track. See clutch definitions in instructions. Wow, it just made it over. Just made it over. So I'm assuming if you roll the exact number you need, then you're at the wall and you look to see if it's robbed or if it makes it over the fence. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Won't come into play too many times because you need to roll exactly the number. But in this case, we have a 2 distance because of the crosswind. And that's interesting because notice right field would have been an 8, but we have the crosswind, which is dropped it down to a 2 in right field. So because of the crosswind, Jorge Posada gets it up in the air, going, gone. Home run for Jorge Posada. Let's see, HR. And that's going to score 2 runs as Robinson Cano is on second base. And that is 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Yankees on top, 2-0. Jorge Posada with his first of the season. Whew. I like that. I really like that. That's pretty good. That's really good. I love that little distance meter range thing and you know, the adjustment of the wind and the ballparks in different directions. And wow, it's so good. So good. All right. That brings up Curtis Granderson here, bottom of the second. And the lefty versus the righty here. 838 against a left-hander. 838 is going to be a strikeout. So 795 to 971 is a strikeout. So Granderson down on the K and put a little out symbol there. That brings up Russell Martin. Two-way here. Russell Martin. And righty versus righty here. That's a 385 against a right-handed 385 is going to be a walk. So he walks. Russell Martin walk. That's going to bring up Brett Gardner here with a runner on first. Let's look at Russell Martin's statistics here. So he gets a jump of 0. Again, not a very good chance of something good happening with a jump of 0. So we're just going to leave him on first base. He's 8, which I think is average stealing. So even if he does get the jump, he's not going to have a really great chance of making it. So we're just going to leave him on first. So that brings up Brett Garner, who in the first inning grounded to first base. All right, Brett Gardner 0 for 1 in this season. Runner on first. That's a 235 against the right-handed 235. 235 is going to be first base, ground ball again. So hits it down to first base for the easy out. So that's going to be a 3-1 put out. Sure. It could be unassisted, whatever we want. It didn't matter. But that's going to end. Let's see, where's our end of the inning? It's going to be that thing right there. That looks good. So after 2 complete here, Yankees 2, Detroit nothing. All right, that brings up for the Yankees, Alex Avila is coming up. I'm sorry, for the Detroit, Alex Avila. Let's see. All right, we'll see if that'll work. All right, Alex Avila against CC Sabathia. Come on. The catcher, lefty versus lefty. 831, that's going to be on Sabathia. 831, 790 to 900 is a strikeout. So Sabathia with the K, although it's not really on his line, is it? No, I don't think it is. I should have created my own chart instead of trying to do something like this. It's crazy. That's fine. All right. That brings up Austin Jackson, who singled in the first inning. I'm going to have to create my own chart. That's all there is to it. All right. Austin Jackson. Here we go. So single in the first. 1 for 1 in the season against Sabathia. Runner on... No. He struck out. So no runners on. 1 out. Nobody on here. Top of the third. Austin Jackson. 552. That's going to barely be on Sabathia. 552 against the righty. 552 is outfield range. So we're going to go to the outfield range chart. So we did an infield range one a little bit ago. Now we're going to be doing the outfield range. See, it's probably pretty similar, I would think. There's the infield range. All right, here is outfield range. There we go. So first things first, we got to find out where he hit it. Outfield range play location chart. So before we do that, we got to look at Austin Jackson. 552. Let's just double check and make sure 552. Yeah, outfield range. Okay. All right, so he's against the lefty, so we're going to look for a lefty, and against outfield range, it's SP. SP versus lefties. SP. Um, Charts, thank you. We don't need this one, so I can get rid of that. All right, so we're going to find the outfield range play location chart right there. And we're looking for is he a left-hander or right-hander? He's a right-hander, okay. He's right-handed, and it was oh God, I got to remember these things. Versus a lefty is SP. RSP is what we're looking for. Right-handed SP, right here. So we're going to be using this column, fourth one over, right there. All right, and we're going to roll 2 dice. In fact, I'm going to put this right next to where we're rolling, make it easier for us to see. And we're just going to use the last 2 dice. That's a 58. So 58 is 55 to 60. That's a center field. And it's a looping liner to center field. Looping liner to center field. All right. All right. So now we simply get our center fielder, which happens to be Curtis Granderson. And let's look at his card real quick. Curtis Granderson. There he is. And his range for center field, his first number is an error. His range is an I. I say so. All right, so we're going to look at the I column, and we're going to look for a looping liner. So we're going to be using this section right there. I. So 32 to 98 is falls in for a hit. So you can see not very good range there. But let's roll the dice and see what happens. Just looking for 2 10-siders this time. So it's a 95. So I 95 looping liner 95 is going to be a 32 to 98. Ball falls in for a hit. So let's look at what that means. Balls in for a hit. Grass or slow grass surfaces. Fielder can't get there in time and it falls in. Batter safe at first with a single. 1+ choice. Turf, which it's not. Batter safe at first. Runners advance 2 bases. That's the most important thing. Runner advance falls in for a hit. Runners advance 2 bases. So let's see what we have. Yeah, we have nobody on, so it doesn't matter. But it falls in for a. Oh my gosh. Uh-huh. Definitely going to have to get my own. So that was a 2. It won't give me. It won't give me. Yeah, see, it won't. So 2. Ah. All right, I'm just going to put it there. No, I'm not. God damn it. That's what I get for copying and pasting that other crap. Can I insert column to the right? To be there, that's fine. This K, no, just remove the K, thank you. There, all right, so the K's lined up with the 2B now. Not that it matters. Yeah. All right, I'm going to have to create my own little sheet because this, not good. Not good at all. All right, anywho, We will move on here with Austin Jackson 2 for 2. Brings up Will Rhymes here. Will Rhymes against CC Sabathia. Lefty-lefty matchup. 144 against the lefty. 144. 144 is going to be a LLF first one base. So LLF. So let's look at that. That sounds like an interesting one. LLF 1B. So go to our right. Let's see if we can find it. So deep fly LLF single. All right. So here we go. That's what we're looking for. One first base LLF. So it doesn't matter. All surfaces. Rating 5 to 7. Runner on first. Runner on second. 1 plus choice. So I have a runner on second. He can go to third, or he can go. Wait, no. Wait a minute. This is. Yes, a single. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm right. Actually, no. Wait a second. One first base infield. No, that's not what we're looking for. All other. All other. Oh, okay. So if it's an even dice roll, this is what happens. If it's an odd dice roll, we're going to be using this chart. So is it an even dice roll or an odd? Let's look. It is an even dice roll. Sorry. So on the even dice roll, runners on second and third, go away. Score. Runner on first and second to second and may try for third. Blah, 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 blah. Go to the coach's choice chart, which is over here. We'll have to do that eventually sometime. But an even dice roll, runner on second and third scores. So, Will Rhymes with a 144 again is a LLF first. So left field, liner into left field. Basically, I think that's what LLF. It's a liner into left field. It's a single. And because it's an even dice roll, all runners get that. Runners on second or third can go home, which they will. And Will Rhymes is going to be doing a S1. There we go, S1. And he's going to come around to score on the hit. And that's going to score a run. And Will Rhymes goes to first and starts clapping, puts his hands up to the dugout. And that brings up Maglio Ordonez, right fielder who struck out in the first inning. Not that you can tell by my crappy little chart, but all right, Maglio Ordonez. Nope, we're on to wait. Whoa, wait a minute. Yeah, all right, we must have already advanced. So Maglio Ordonez is now up. Yes, okay. It was his turn. All right. So righty versus lefty this time. Maglio Ordonez, and Detroit's on the board against CC Sabathia. Still a runner in at first. Hang on, no roll. Let's look at how is his jump rating? Oh, he's a one stealer, so no good. We could try a hit and run. We have not tried that yet. We could try a hit and run, but yeah, with Will Rhymes. Doesn't seem like a very speedy little dude. He's got zeros and ones for just about everything. So we're not going to try anything fancy. We're just going to let Ordonez try to get a hit. See if we can tie this ball game up here. Let's see. It's 184, so it's going to be on Ordonez's card. And against the lefty, 184. 188? Nope, 184. So it's going to be 2B HG. So a hard grounder to second base. Let's see if they can turn two. So HG to second base. HG, we had a runner on first. Runner out on second. On HG, Cibulo, otherwise better out at first. On HG, Cibulo. Runner out at second. HG, Cibulo. Where's Cibulo? If infield, turning pivot has a dash rating, roll a die. If result is greater than the batter's rating, he is safe at first. If infielder turning pivot has dash rating, roll a die. Okay, well that sounds like something interesting. So it was hit to second base again, 184. Second base, HG. So let's look at the second baseman for the New York Yankees. It's Robinson Cano. Let's look at Robinson Cano's card. We're going to have to slide that out of the way. Robinson Cano, here we are. So his pivot rating. Run, steal, jump, bunting, durability, DL days, clutch, error, range. I don't see where it would be a pivot rating. What the heck is the pivot rating? Infield range, outfield range, deep fly, that's his power stuff. Error throw, or error range, throw, pass ball, and something else, I think. It wouldn't be pass ball, it would be something else, but there's no rating there. Let's look at that again, because I'm confused a little bit. If infield turning pivot has blank rating, or dash rating, roll a die. The result is if the infield turning pivot, if you're playing in, if you had your infield in, you would use a little chart there. If any infielder HG with an adjusted range worse than K must first roll a die. If Wes HG okay. Runs, steals, jumps, batting, or I'm sorry, bunting. Durability, yeah, I don't see. I don't know what this little explanation point is either, but well, we can figure that one out. Runner out is second. On HG, will otherwise better out at first. If the infielder turning pivot has dash rating, roll a die. If the result is less than the batter's rating, he is safe at first. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh. In this case, Ordonez hit it. Cano, it was hit to Cano, and he's going to flip it over to shortstop, try for the double play, but so how in the hell? Bah, 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 bah. All right, well, I'm a little confused on that, guys. Sorry, I don't. I mean, I gotta try and turn the double play, right? I mean, that's. I mean, that's on HG, see below, otherwise better out at first. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's other information that would help me resolve this. So yeah, it might take me a minute here. Infielder playing any infielder fielding HG hard grounder with an adjusted range worse than K must first roll a die. I wonder if this is their range. Because this one is any infielder fielding a hard grounder with an adjusted range worse than K. So the range, let's look at Cano's range is an E. Because of wet conditions, though, I wonder what the wet conditions. So we rolled earlier with the wet conditions. Let's see if it adjusts anything. It might. We should probably, because there was thunderstorms. Remember way back when we rolled, and if the roll, we actually ended up going with this one, even though we rolled this, we're not going to rain the game out. So we decided to just do this. Number rolled is the game is held up by rain delay, but sky clears and the game is played as scheduled. Wet field innings 1 through 4. So wet field, that should probably do something. What does it do? Where is that information? Wet. Snow, fog, shower, thunderstorms. Cold, hot. Okay. That's a wild play chart, which we don't need. Yeah, okay. So we just ignore that. I'm sure wet adjusts it somehow. Let's go up to here and see what's in this chart. It's the Fed heights, the wind chart. This is the ballpark home run effects chart. Park effect charts. Okay, grass and turf. Oh my God, go away. Pitcher fatigued. Infield adjustments. Outfield adjustments. Park effect charts. This could be a little explained a little better. This is about the first time we've actually had any issue with things. We've been able to figure out most everything, but I mean, the wet, obviously. Um, See, again, it's a wet field there. The game is played in a wet field, but it doesn't, I don't see, I mean, it should have that somewhere very close to here. Domed roof, we don't need that. Doesn't tell us what actually wet field does. So that could be a little better. Yeah. Okay, so that's nothing there. And this could be explained a little bit better. Unfortunately, runner out at first, or I'm sorry, runner out at second on HG, see below. So it was a hard grounder. Obviously, if we're under the hard grounder, why would it be on HG, see below? I don't understand what that means. Otherwise, batter out at first. Okay. So go to HG, and it says if infielder turning pivot has dash rating, roll one die. The result is less than the batter's rating. What batter's rating? What batter's rating do you think they would be talking about? His run rating? All right, well, let's look at the actual. All right, so this came off of a simple HG hit. So I don't even think there's going to be anything in the rule book about how to resolve this. This is just a simple ballpark effects, deep fly. Oh, okay. We actually might have done that HR a little bit wrong. The home run, if it comes off the batter card, there's a slight chance the home run is robbed. Roll one die and check the deep fly location chart to determine where the ball is hit. Using the fence height of the stadium and the outfielder's range rating found in its card, roll two dice referred to at the wall chart. Okay. So we might have done that slightly bad. Fielding error, fielding range, stealing, base running. Bunting, wild pitch, wild plays, and injuries hit and run. Pitcher fatigue. Special rules. Playing out of position. Yeah, okay, so I don't see anything in here about like specifically talking about how to do a double play. Basically is what we're trying to find out. If an infielder turning pivot has a dash rating, roll a die. If the result is less than the batter's rating, star, he is safe at first. So, where does the star refer to? Any infielder fielding higher ground with adjusted range worse than K must roll a die. If they're less than the number of grades worse than K, use worse adjusting rating. Then HG becomes an infield single. Well, I don't know how to resolve this one. Let's be honest with you guys. I don't know. If you're looking and you have any thoughts on what we might do or should have done, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to call it a, let's see, what was the die roll? It was a 184. So it has hit the second base, hard ground ball. Oh, yeah, there's the, maybe that's what the dash is. Ah, that's a possibility. That does look like a dash there, doesn't it? So, well, okay. Let's see what this says. So, if infielder turning pivot has dash rating. So, this whole sentence makes no sense, but roll a die. If the result is less than the batter's rating, he's safe at first. Result is less than the batter's rating, star, he is safe at first. All right, what I think I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to bring up the charts from 2017 to see if they've updated the charts but in the newest version so I can maybe understand what they're saying. Let's see if they might not have changed it at all. No, it looks like it's exactly the same. If result is less than the batter's rating. The batter's rating of what? That's, sorry guys, that's just not good. You got to explain it a little better. Explain it a little better. I'll tell you what, last thing we can check, maybe. Just looking to see if there's anything about, I mean, maybe I'm making it harder than it looks, but I wish they would have just explained that a little bit better in the rules or something. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. That could be too. I'll have to look through the rules. I don't know because score sheets no strike and hit and run. Uh, do, 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 do. I mean, maybe there's something in there. I don't know. I'd have to read through and figure it out. But right now I got a headache, so I'm not really interested in reading through all of that to try and figure it out. But I don't see any difference between the 2017 and the 2012 chart. So it hasn't been explained any better, but I'm assuming the infielder pivot has a dash rating, roll a die. And you're going to compare that to the batter's rating. If the result is less than the batter's rating, star, he is safe at first. So I'm assuming that's to find out if you make the double play or not. So, but because this one doesn't have a dash, you don't do that. I'm just assuming runner out at first and um, runner out at first. So you had a strikeout, a double, and then a single, and now we've got a we'll just call it a 6-3 put out because I don't know what else to do. All right, so that is the oops. It's like the second out then, right? All right. Let's go to the next. So he's got the same Miguel Cabrera here. He's got a dash there. There's a plus symbol there. Park symbol. All right, well, we're just going to do a couple more batters, and I'm going to go. So I just wanted to try this out anyways. I didn't. Hey there, Glenn. How you doing? Sorry I didn't see you in the chat. I've been looking at charts and trying to figure this out. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Appreciate it. Ran into a situation I don't know how to resolve it. So been looking at stuff. So anyways, we're going to get back in and see two-way here for Cabrera. Runner on first. That's a 707. So 707 is going to be second base. Soft grounder to second base. That'll be a 4-3 put out. That should end the inning. 4-3 star, and that's going to be the end of the inning. But Detroit does pick up a run here in the top of the third. Get themselves on the board. All right, I think we'll try and do the bottom inning really fast here, and then we'll call it an episode here shortly. Who's due up here? So, looks like Derek Jeter is up. Derek Jeter. Had to flip through their cards to check out different stats, so it got all out of whack here. Derek Jeter, there we go. All right, so 2-1 now, going to the bottom of the third. Jeter against Justin Verlander. That is a something. Reroll since it won't bounce in properly. 679. So against the right-hander, 679 is going to be his second base, soft grounder. Second base. So I got to get my own. Derek Jeter. Anyways, that's going to be a 4-3. Oops. I'm just going to put a star. It doesn't really matter. I'm not. Just want to get through this inning real quick here. Mark Teixeira against Verlander. And it is a 419 against the righty. Righty, 419. Second base, ground ball plus. Oh, good. We can look at this chart now. Routine grounder plus. If infield, turn pivot has a plus rating. Roll a die, subtracting 5. If result is greater than batter's rating, he is out at first. We have, what do we have? We have no one on. it's not going to matter. It's just an out. Otherwise, let's say we had a runner on first. We're going to run in the same situation here. Runner on is second. And then you're going to find out whether the runner makes it down the line in time. If infielder's turning pivot has a plus rating, roll a die, subtracting 5. If the result is greater than the batter's rating, he is out. And in this one over here, if the result is less than the batter's rating, he is safe. Batter's rating. The batter's rating. I mean, the only thing I can think of, the batter's rating is going to be his run rating. Batter's rating. I don't know. I might have to just. It's not going to matter because in this case he's just grounded out because we didn't have anyone at base. But that needs to be clarified, I guess. Maybe I'll have to send them a letter or something. Hopefully they'll watch this. Anyways, we're down 2 outs. 0-23, 0-23. Now this is going to be an interesting one because we got an E check. An E check. So we have not done an E check. That's probably going to be an error check. So we're going to have to roll to find out where the ball went. Probably. And then we're going to have to bunting charts, infield charts, outfield charts. It's a jump chart. Error charts. Yep, we're going to roll a single die. We're going to find out where it goes, the location of it. And then find out their error rating, and we're going to find out what happens. All right, pretty simple to understand. That's cool. All right, so we're going to roll a single die here. Let's bring this back up. Oh my gosh. So a single die. So in this case, we're going to use the die all the way to the left, and then we'll use the percentile to figure this out. So it's in 4. So 4 is in second base, right? So we're going to look at the second baseman, whose error check in this case, second base, Will Rhymes for Detroit. Let's look at Will Rhymes' card. I should have this stuff written down. Error 6. So we're going to look at error rating, second baseman here at 6. So we're going to use this section, this 6 section right there. So we used the 4 to find out where it was hit. Now we're using the 81. 81 is going to be RG, routine grounder, I bet is what that stands for. It's just going to be a routine grounder, probably an out. I'm assuming. Let's see. Where's the result chart? Pretty sure what that was. I don't see where the RG, but I think the RG is just going to be, well, I don't know what the P would be either. RG. Well, actually, it was this one right here. RG. Pretty sure that's what that would represent. I don't know what the P would stand for. I wish we would see where it would say. Oh, P, pop out, 100 years old. Foul out. HF, RG, RG. I'm assuming these are just routine grounders, or this is going to be a high fly ball. So it's just going to be an out. So that's good. An out. Out. And it's going to end the inning. 1, 2, 3 inning for Verlander there. And we're going to call this an episode here. That was good. That's good. I want to check a few things, find out, hopefully, what we can figure out about those dashes and pluses and all kinds of things. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Everyone that stopped in, Al Red Sox fan, Tim and Glenn, and anyone else that decided to stop in today, Jesse James, everyone else, thanks for joining me. I will see you guys very soon. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you guys next time.